So anyway, we're going to talk about some things today that deal with the payroll reports in the scissor tail. And so one of the things I want to talk about is the basis of your report. So in scissor tail, you're never going to create a report from scratch. You're always going to choose it from somewhere. So it could be, and as we always say, that every screen that you look at is actually a report, but also you have the ability to pick the standard reports that they already have. But we'll come back to that here in a second. But I just wanted to make sure that you get the foundation of what you're trying to accomplish. So here's a few tips for you. Determine what you want for a report. And by the way, I just have to apologize. This is like my first time doing a Zoom deal, so I don't know where I am. So determine what you want for a report. So different reports out there have different bases based upon earning deductions or check registers and that kind of thing. So you want to make sure that you know exactly what you want so you can get the exact information that you need when you create or modify the report. So like I said, every screen is a report. You can look at the standard reports. So if you got something out there that you like, then you can put into place some of Mary Lou's stuff where you can manipulate the report, take columns off, put columns on, put them where you want. And then also look at your previous saved reports. Maybe you got something you can use and that you had previously done. So choose a report that is similar. That's one of my main things. And then make the modifications as needed. And then also, when you do that, make sure that you save that new report, save view as. And Mary Lou had spoke about that because you don't want to override the original and then you would lose that. So see my little cutout on the right-hand side over there? You see where saved reports is and everything else are the standard reports. And then you have the payroll reports down there. So that should help you get a good start and a good basis to start from. Next thing we're going to talk about is filters. And so you can go to the next. So there's multiple ways of doing filters, or at least on the reports that you have. And so these are like 3 different shots here. I just wanted to make sure that you saw them. So on some reports, you'll have the pay dates. I guess I should just say you should have like the criteria that you can do 3 different ovals there. I know it's probably not an oval, but here you can see you have some stuff set up. And then the last thing with the funnel, you can see you have 5 filters set. And so I'm going to drop down to the 3rd one because this one is, we're opening up one of those ovals and this is what we get. So basically it's filters. So you have global, which can be your pay date stuff and how you want to do your employees. And then you have column stuff, which is, you can see that a little bit off to the left-hand side, like earning code, but I have a better screenshot next. And then you also have custom, and we'll talk about that. So that's how those criteria go. And then there's some criteria that show up when you go into reports like check register and stuff that you'll get a group that you see in the second screenshot. So then that's how you would do your pay dates from there and your employee filter if you have one. And then there's other things on it as well. And so you might find those helpful as well. And even on others, you may see where it says employer, and then you can choose the employer as well. If you have multiple employers, that would be important. So on the next screen, you'll see that I actually have a earning deduction and tax listing. And so what we're doing here is basically showing that just a couple items, last name, record type, and record amount. And I just used different things that you can see off to your right-hand side. I did a little screenshot. There's stuff in there like equal to, not equal to, starts with, doesn't start with, like, not like. You can see you have multiple things. You just have to know how you want to do your criteria. And then we also have like an in, which is in a group of things. So so for instance, you can see now that I have one over there. Last name starts with S. And then I have a record type, like, and earning. That could have been an equal to earning, or it could have been like EARN. And then on the record amount, you see I have it, give me everything that's greater than $500. So let you know that you have greater than, equal to, less than, that you can use for your column stuff as well. So we'll look at the next one. This is the custom report filters. I'll be honest with you, I haven't really used this much because just using the other filters seems to help out a lot, but just give you an idea of what it does. So this custom, which is the third tab of the thing that we were looking at before, basically I'm just using some easy stuff here. Company name is equal to ABC, employer last name starts with an R. So it's basically the stuff that we kind of used on the last example. And you can see it gives you a little summary down. You can do ands, ors, you know, that kind of thing. So it gives you that. But like I said, I haven't really gotten in depth with that I needed to use it. So, all right. Custom report filters. And when we were doing rehearsals this week and stuff, I kept getting confused right here. And it's because both of these were custom. Custom filters is what we just finished. So now